started off giving this talk at the Southeast Homeschool Convention. It was called Dollar Tree OT. And I used to spend a lot of time either before or after school kind of dropping into the dollar store and just seeing what could I pick up for my room, because being a school-based OT, we didn't have a lot of supplies or money. So I have a kind of a bin of supplies here that we're going to go through. One of the first things I have a list of the top 10 items to buy at a Dollar Tree dollar store to be able to kind of do some homeschooling OT and some fine motor skills and exercises. Awesome. So the first one are clothespins. So we always have a bag of clothespins. And what you'll notice a lot of times with kids that have a weak grip is they modify their grasp. So what we want to do is try to strengthen their pinchers. And so having a clothespin that we can open and close, but that only goes so far, right? How many times can I do this and then I'm tired or I don't want to do it? So we have other types of things that we pick up at the dollar store. And these are those little puffballs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And so you can pour these out on a table and the child can pick up one puffball at a time and then drop it into a container. You can make a game out of it. You can also put the puffballs. One of the other things we have is Putty. And so if we have some Play-Doh or Putty that you pick up at the dollar store, open this up here. And then things you don't think about, say, for instance, a golf tee. So if we're going to stick some golf tees into the Putty, and then we're going to put the puffballs on top. So that's a skill you got to work on, right?
Right.
Kind of sticking to my finger. So we can do that. The colanders that have holes in them.
Right.
Like
the bigger ones.
Draining spaghetti.
Yep.
Well, if you pick up a box of spaghetti and you turn that colander upside down, you can stick spaghetti into the holes of the colander when they're stiff. And then you can put Cheerios on those. So just Cheerios or Fruit Loops. Okay. They have to put them on the spaghetti sticks and then they have to take them off and start eat. They can eat them. But before we have our snack, we're going to make you do a little work for your snack. So
encouraged to play with your food. Yes.
Right. So those are just some real simple things that you can start with. Other things that you can look for at the dollar store would be the little erasers. So I love the erasers. What's fun about those is you can stack them and you can also throw them around the room, make them army crawl or crawl on their hands and knees to pick up the erasers. So if you have erasers on the floor and you can sprinkle them around and the child has to go and sort them. So I have different pictures. So we can do sorting. We can do math problems. Crawling around on their hands and feet can help to build shoulder stability for handwriting and arm strength. Again, you can put those in buckets. You can put them in a stack. What's nice about them is that you can also stack them. So you can see how tall we can get the stack. So that's kind of a fun activity too. So I like to have the little mini erasers that are from the dollar store. And then shoelaces are good if you have beads. So they have those pony beads. Have you heard of those?
Yes. The little plastic ones.
Beads, right?
Yeah.
Little plastic beads. So those can go on the spaghetti. They can also go on shoelaces. And we can also use the beads for hiding them in the putty. So if you hide a bead in the putty, and then you can hide coins in the putty. And then as you push and pull, and then your little bead comes out.
Oh, yes.
And now these beads I have in here have little holes in them. So they're small for the spaghetti. They wouldn't work for the shoelaces, but it depends on your child's needs. If they have a really difficult time holding onto a smaller bead, you want to start with a larger bead. So
that's good
grade
advice.
the activity based on the student's grasping ability, you start with the larger beads first and you work your way down to the small little, these are those iron-on beads that they melt.
Oh, yes. They're I forget what they're called, but yeah, they're even tinier than that.
Little tiny, they little hole in them, and you stick them on a pattern, and then you iron them into like little coasters and things like that. So those come thousands to the bin.
Right.
So those are a good one to have too. We like to hide those in the putty, but they can go on the spaghetti.